So you finished your course. When did you? Oh, I got to send you the shit. What's up, Buttercups? God, let me take my glasses off. Oh, I got a gavel. Let me put me some. Let me put me some lip oil on. Let me put some oil on. What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing today? I know I'm late. Shit happened. I got up and went to my damn office. It me, baby. The devil was working today. I got up. I ain't never got up and got so greased up so quick in my whole life. But I'm here, and y'all gonna have me for an hour and some change. So if you don't know, first of all, if you knew, say you knew. If you knew, say you knew. We got now. Listen, brother Ken ain't on the camera, but we got Deacon Ken in the building, and he brought nuggets for one.
Oh no.
He brought nuggets for one. Ken, you better be glad
I'm
my
about to get
goddamn
put out the
stomach.
office.
Who bring? I don't give a damn if I did have a gastric sleep, bypass, balloon, whatever it is. Nuggets for one. Kai say, put them out. And I never would have made it.
Tell Kai if I get put out, I'm coming where she at.
Hey,
For her.
listen, kid, you should have. Anyway, I ain't gonna talk about how you would have been at. You want to say grand riches? What kind of toxic shit is this? Grand riches. I like it, but I don't. What about grand right? I hate grand rising, grand hell. I hate grand biscuits. Okay, I
All that.
grand riches. Is that the new one? Whoo, Jesus. I hate all of them. He had, listen, I hate all of them. But hello to you too, huh? Oh, God. If somebody texts me and say grand riches, I'm going to lose my shit. Do these glasses fit over my lashes? Barely, but we going to make it do with it too. Hello, everybody. I am in my Kanye phase today. I am in my, remember when Kanye had his shit at the Gap? I don't know if my lashes fit over these jokers. I'm gonna have to change my glasses up. But hello, what are you up to today? Friend, this is what's the plan, bitch. That's our segment for today. Y'all can join me now. Normally I go live at noon, but baby, I got to get the hell about my own house. Baby, the devil was busy. I had to run about my own shit. Oh my God, baby, heartbreak is something else. Today we might talk about heartbreak. Hoology is this Friday. How many of y'all ready for hoology? Hoology is this Friday. Let's talk about heartbreak today. Let me change these glasses. I feel like it's a windshield wiper. Let's talk about heartbreak today. Y'all can call in. Who need a plan when it comes to heartbreak? Huh? Not heartbreak. Oh, tell. If you need a plan on how to get over heartbreak, some of y'all ain't healed from heartbreak from many moons ago. Some of y'all heartbreaks occurred from the people that you love the most, your mother or your father, that heartbreak. Huh? If you need a plan, let's talk about what's the plan. Today's topic is heartbreak. Huh? Let me tell you how this shit work. You go to my website, iamcoachmissy.com. If you watch me on Facebook or YouTube, my phone number is right at the bottom. If you need a plan on how to overcome heartbreak, I am your girl and I am here for it. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about that. How to overcome heartbreak. Huh? I was trying to help my son this morning about overcoming heartbreak, and I said I may not be the right person to talk to because I'm the type of person. I'm solution. What's the plan, bitch? How many days do you cry when it comes to heartbreak, and how often how many days do you grieve this situation? See, we grieve relationships like we grieve anything else. When you lose somebody, whether it's in the flesh, whether it's in the physical or a mental state, when you lose somebody, it's still a death. So how do we overcome heartbreak? So y'all want to call in and give me y'all recommendations? Go to I am Coach Missy. Oh shit, we got a caller. What's up, Buttercup? You on with Coach Misty? How can I help you?
Good morning, good afternoon.
Yes.
So I've been listening. I've been hearing about this heartbreak thing. So I believe I need this conversation.
So tell me,
So my
friend. Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
don't feel like I was loved correctly as a child. So my mother didn't love me, and my father passed early. So
And that's a heartbreak you never got over.
yes,
Let
like
me ask you this
I'm
question: which one affected you more? Your parent passing or the parent that didn't love you?
The parent that didn't love me.
Mm, this is deep. This is deep.
I knew that there was love, but not a parent's love, and I know that's different.
Okay, explain that to us. What do you mean?
So my mother chose a man over me
Hold
or
on. I
over
had
her
turned this shit
children.
down. You said your mother chose a man over her children.
Yes, basically until the day she passed. So I wasn't raised by her, but we were all still communicating and all of that. She still was welcome to my life, even though she wasn't the one that technically raised me. I was removed from her home at the age of 6.
And you said she chose this man. How was she raised?
You know what's crazy? I don't know. Her mother passed young, not young, but like 40, 50 of breast cancer. And my granddaddy was around, but he was in the army, military, something. He was in the same household. They lived together while we were in the household with her. So he
Mm.
was around.
You said he was around, but
I don't know the relationship, but he was
right.
there for his children.
Okay. He was
I
there
can
for
say
his
that.
children. How many children did he have?
4 and one passed away during the while he was serving.
Okay. So he was a military man. I'm just walking it through. He was a military man. Wife died young, and he had these four
Uh-huh.
children. And
Yeah.
you really
She
don't
was
know,
like 50 something.
huh?
She was 40, 50. It wasn't a,
How old? But
I
how
think
old
it
was
was
your mother when her mother passed?
third. How old was, maybe 28, 30?
So how long had your grandfather been in the military?
That I don't know.
Okay,
I've
but
been trying to get the only living sibling to tell me things, and she's not communicating that much.
okay, is it possible that your mother needed? To me, and Ken, you can chime in. For me, I feel like it's worse when the parent is there and don't love you versus not being there at all, because you don't know what you're missing out on. That's my take on it.
Okay.
Is it possible? And I'm not saying what your mother did was right. It might have been right for her. I'm not justifying what she did. Is it possible that she needed it to be fulfilled from the love of her father? She needed that fulfillment and she didn't get it because maybe he was busy providing for, you know what I'm saying? And she was one of four children and she was providing for that when she had a chance to have a man love her the way she wanted to be loved, she chose herself over her children.
But if you didn't abuse, then how is that love?
I said the way she wanted to be loved.
Okay.
It's not up to us. I feel like I'm turning into Ayana Van.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Yeah, I
don't.
mean,
You don't know. We can't describe somebody else's love. We can't. I mean, yes, I can say a person whooping on you is not the right way to be loved. I can say like that's crazy. You could have somebody whoop on you, right? But you don't know
Mm-hmm.
what she thought love was. We don't know that. What
True, and
she just.
also,
Hmm.
I'm the one that's treated different.
Do you
The
look
other two are not.
do you look like your father?
I do. I just don't have no skin tone.
Okay. So here's the deal. You look like your dad. A lot of women if they don't have a good relationship with the father without them even knowing it, they take it out on the child that looks most like the dad.
Okay.
Again, not justifying anything she did, but
Mm-hmm.
that's how it happens when you look like your father. I look like my father. I'm gonna leave it at that. I look just like
Okay.
my father. And so on and so forth. But my question to you is how do you feel like you need to start the healing process? Because if you have a heartbreak, and this is just my personal opinion, if you carry a heartbreak from childhood from a parent, that is going to dictate all of the other relationships you have. That's going to play a part in every relationship you have because Are you the person until you mend your own heart, come to some kind of understanding? And 9 times out of 10, the person that broke your heart is not gonna be the person to mend it because they say what hurt people.
Mhm.
You have to know a little bit about their. Listen. You need to know a little bit about their history to find out why they did what they did, right?
Okay.
So how I'm saying, like, how would you go about mending your heart because you can't have relationships? So let me ask you a question, not to be in your business. How many kids you got?
Two.
Two. They have the same dad.
Yes.
You with their father?
Uh-uh.
Well, you was with them at some point because you had not one but two with them. What happened with that
Yeah.
relationship?
He didn't want to stop being a hoe.
Was he a hoe when you met him?
But we was hoeing together.
Mm. Birds of a feather flock
he, he
together.
was he was a fling. It wasn't supposed to be a relationship. It was something I was trying because I didn't date with men with kids at all. And yeah, just come to find out, it was purposely done. But that's it. Two. It plays a part on both.
Right. Okay, so you say I just had kids with somebody who I didn't even want to be with.
Mm-mm, not fully, no.
And when the last time you been in a long lasting relationship? What's the last relationship you had? How long was it?
That was the last relationship. I done had like partners or maybes, but it's been about 8 years that I've been in a real relationship. And I can't even say that was a real relationship because I knew what he was doing. But we were in the same home.
So when you are in a relationship with a man, is there a part of you that longs for? And I know you said your mother. Is there a part of you that longs for unconditional love?
Yes.
Do you
And if
think?
I don't feel that, then I don't really stick around. And I know it takes time. This is making a lot of sense.
Is it making a lot of sense, friend? Is it coming together?
It is. It
Damn,
is.
I might just go to school to be a therapist. The glasses. It's the glasses. Okay. All right. Now, before y'all be like this damn quack. No. Now, if it matters to anybody, I do have a degree in sociology. And sociology, like psychology, sociology talks about how environment plays a part on what a person does. Where psychology is about your mental, your inner state plays a part in what you do, right? In your output. Where sociology, the environment is part of the output. So at the end of the day, okay, I am. Don't sit up here and think I'm just. Oh, she put these glasses on and now she thinks she Socrates. No, I do have a degree in sociology. Okay, don't play with me. Play with somebody. Okay, back to you. All
Yes.
right, friends. So listen, when you so what I want you to think about. So now you're saying, yeah, I'm looking for this unconditional love, right?
Uh-huh.
And this unconditional love is something I didn't get when I was a child. Plus, I'm
Correct.
pretty sure when you get in relationships, listen, I'm pretty sure when you get in relationships, you want somebody to put you is you over everything else.
Not if they have children now.
Not their kids. I'm just saying they have to you got they gotta choose you
Yes.
because you wasn't chosen as a child. That's your thing. So what are we gonna do to it? What is the first step to healing this?
I thought I was healing it, but the more I keep hearing you talk about this, I'm like, I can't be over it. Like I thought I forgave my mama when she passed away for what she's done, but
You released it.
I
You didn't
don't.
you didn't forgive her, you released it.
Okay.
You released it because that was the thing to do. She had passed away. It makes sense. We are supposed to honor our dead or whatever. You released it. Her body was
Okay.
released from this earth. You released it. You didn't let it go. So this is my recommendation. Again, who am I? Nobody. I would do everything I could to find out about my mother,
Okay.
about her upbringing, about the house, how it was. I would find out about my mother and my grandfather's relationship. in order again, not saying what she did was wrong, but the first part of healing is to figure out kind of the history of it, right?
Yes.
Where that went, the history of it. That's the first part of healing, is to figure out that history of it. Again, not forgiving her for what she did to you, because everybody makes choices, but trying to get an understanding of why she did what she did. And
Okay.
also, I know you'll never make that same mistake, right? But once you get an understanding of what she did, I feel that you'll be a little compassionate, show some compassion for your mother, right? And understand and forget, and then at that point, kind of forgive her actions, not her thoughts, her actions. Because see,
Okay.
nobody gives us a psychological evaluation when we start reproducing. Nobody says they'll see if you fit to have surgery, you fit to have weight loss surgery, are you fit to do this, are you fit to join the army, but don't nobody give you a psychological test when you start making babies.
Right.
So as some, you're gonna have to learn more about her and forgive her actions, and understand that her actions were a direct result of what she didn't have. And at some point, once you do that, and now you understanding why you do what you do, stop the cycle.
Okay.
Okay, friend. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Oh, I love it. All right. Thank you for opening up with us. Y'all give it up for her. Listen, today's topic is heartbreak. Let's get into it. Heartbreak. I made it today's topic. Normally, I don't have a topic for today. I love you too, friend. I made it today's topic because, my child is dealing with heartbreak. And maybe, okay, we got another caller. You on with Coach Missy, friend. What's going on?
Hi, Coach Misty. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. All right. So the topic is heartbreak. What you got to say?
Okay, so I'm dealing with heartbreak, but then again, I'm not. So you tell me if this is the right topic for me to talk about
So
or
let's
not.
talk about the heartbreak. Heartbreak could be anything. Heartbreak don't have to be between just a relationship between a man and a woman or two women. It could be heartbreak from whatever. Hell, you might have. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so 2 years ago, my daughter dad had passed away. My daughter is Down syndrome, so she don't understand, what really happened and what's going on. So around his anniversary of his death and his birthday, I tend to carry the burden of his passing or his birthdays and things like that. Do you think I'm taking it a little bit too far, or that's just me being a mother?
What do you mean carry the burden?
Like, okay, so when his anniversary comes around or his birthday, but she doesn't know that he's gone, because she still asks me, well, Mom, is my daddy coming to get me? Is my dad, gonna come see me? And I'm like, your dad is not here anymore. He's in heaven.
But
So
she's
then
five.
huh?
You said she's 5?
No, she's 14.
Oh, she's 14.
Yeah,
Did somebody have Down
but
syndrome?
she has Down syndrome.
She's
Yes.
14 and she has Down syndrome, so she doesn't really
Yes.
understand it. How long has he been gone?
2 years.
Okay, so it's pretty new. All right, so
Yes.
14 Down syndrome, he's been gone 2 years. And when you say carrying the burden, what do you mean? You're mourning for him?
Yes.
Why would that be wrong?
Cause it's like people be like, "Oh, you just taking it too far," and I'm like, until you understand or you in my shoes, then you can't tell me how to
Even if
feel.
y'all, so here's the deal. Let me say this to say that.
Okay.
As a person who lost a child, I lost a baby. I birthed 5 children. I lost a baby between my youngest 2 kids and my oldest 2 kids. He was in the middle. And I would cry and smell his clothes and do all kind of stuff. And I had somebody tell me like, hey, like, you think it's time to let it go. And I was just like, what? Like, you haven't walked in my shoes. You can't tell me that. So first of all, whoever's telling you you're taking it too far, you need to go ahead and stop talking to them about that. I'm not going to tell you to cut them off completely, but stop talking
Mhm.
to them about that. We talked about this
Okay.
the other night about how to grieve in a controlled space.
So I missed that topic. What was
I don't know where I was. I don't know what lab that was. That might have been Thursday. I talked about it. How to grieve in a controlled space,
okay?
right? So
Right.
if you choose, so is this the time when you normally grieve during his birthday? And you're grieving, not only are you grieving for you, you're grieving for your daughter because you know your daughter. And I think it hits harder because your daughter doesn't know that he's gone.
That's correct. That
Mm.
is 100% correct.
That's why it hit harder for you because she
That
doesn't
I.
know. She's still looking for him.
Mhm.
And you know he ain't coming back. But she
That
doesn't
is true.
understand that. So you have to go through this process with her continuously. And a part of your grieving is that you're really upset. You're upset that he left you, that
Correct.
he left her. And you're
And I
grieving.
wouldn't say me. I wouldn't say me. You're right. He left her
But he left you too.
at
He left you.
45
He
years
left you
old.
as a father to your child, regardless of whatever relationship you had. If my ex,
Mhm.
if some Lord heaven forbid, if something was to happen to my ex today, I would grieve, and I haven't been in love with him in over 20 years, but I would grieve because you left me here to do this by myself, and our kids are grown, or you left these kids. So yes, it is part of you too because you were affected by it too. You didn't have. It doesn't matter if you was in love with him or whatever. You were affected by it too because
Mhm.
you're here by yourself
That is correct.
and you
Yeah.
doing now you doing double time trying to be mother and I need you to stop that. I know this ain't a reading. You can't be mother and father. You can only be the parent.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a lot of
Okay.
stress on you. But go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
It is. No, that was really it. It's just that I didn't know if this was the right call
Yeah, that's
or if I could
heartbreak.
just do a regular reading
No,
with you.
your heart breaks for your daughter. See, this is not about. See, what happens is the day of his death or his birthday. First of all, you have a constant reminder when you see your daughter every day. You have a constant reminder when she. I'm pretty sure she asks about her father all the time.
Mhm.
You have a constant reminder, so it's not like you be fine 364 days out the year, and then this dog on this one day all of a sudden you're in tears. It's a constant reminder, but the day of his death or the day of his birthday is something that's a tangible, that's a thing that you see on a calendar, you can hold on to it, and you're allowing yourself to grieve in that moment. You're allowing yourself to remember him because the rest of the days you got to be strong for her.
That's correct.
And I want you
Yes.
to continue to allow yourself to grieve. And like I said, the people who have a problem with it, stop talking to them about it. But you need to learn how to grieve in a controlled space.
Okay.
Okay? If those are the
Yes,
2
ma'am.
days that you're gonna grieve, then go ahead and grieve on those 2 days. The other thing is, your daughter, some people will say, oh, well, maybe you take her to therapy. She's not gonna understand, and that's because
I
of where she's at.
That's
So
true because I tried that.
I
Therapy
know.
was one thing that I wanted to do, and it was like, oh, we went through the process, but she don't understand and
Yeah.
things of that nature.
Yeah,
So
so it makes no sense to doing that. I mean, and unfortunately, it's going to be Groundhog's Day for you until she's in her 20s and 30s.
you're right. That's true.
So
Well, thank you.
you're welcome, friend. It's okay, honey bun. Listen and continue. Your grieving process don't never have to stop because you'll always grieve for her. If nothing else, that's why you grieving so hard because she don't know how to. She doesn't even know he gone. Girl, thank you for
Yeah.
calling in with that. Okay.
Thank you.
All
Have a
right,
good
y'all
day.
give it up for her. Bye. This is good. That was good. All right, y'all. You want to call, talk about heartbreak? The phone number is on the website. I am coachmissy.com. Or if you're watching it, thank you for the gift. Or if you're watching it on Facebook or YouTube, it say the call in number. We're talking about heartbreak today. The reason why I chose this topic is because my son is really going through it. And I don't know how to comfort him because I'm not the scenario that he's experiencing, I've never experienced that. I've never experienced heartbreak on that level. Thank you. Go ahead and call in, friend. I never experienced heartbreak on that level, right? Or in this particular scenario. So I call somebody else who might have experienced. Plus, heartbreak is different. Hold on, y'all. Heartbreak is different when it comes to men or women. All right, you on Coach Misty.
Hey, Coach.
What's going on?
Um, I guess I'm like experiencing heartbreak on different levels, and it just combines itself. I guess
Hmm.
heartbreak of
So let's talk about the different levels. Somebody help Coco to find a number. Let's talk about the different levels.
from childhood,
Okay, what happened in childhood?
abandonment from my
No,
father.
okay, abandonment from your father. When did your father abandon you?
Oh, it's about 7.
Okay, at 7 years old, your father abandoned you.
Yeah.
Okay, so your father abandoned you at 7 years old. All right. Okay, so 7 year old dad. What's the next heartbreak?
Um, Stepfather who is supposed to come in and protect me. Um, mentally, physically, and sexually abused me.
And when did that start?
Um, about 9.
And how long did that go until?
Um, a few years, maybe 11.
Okay. What happened? What's your next heartbreak?
Um, a heartbreak of getting pregnant at 15 and giving my daughter up for adoption. Um, After that, was in a relationship with my oldest son father, and he was physically abusive.
Where was your mother in all of this?
Yeah, my mother dealt with her own trauma of abuse and feeling as if her mother wasn't 100% truthful with her of who her father was, and so she dealt with her own depression, and it kind of was like, okay,
So she kind of left you to fend for yourself?
um, I wouldn't say it. I guess in a way, yeah,
Because at 9, she let your stepfather abuse you from 9 to 11. By 15, you had a baby and gave it up for adoption, which means you was 14 when you got pregnant.
yeah.
Where mom at?
Um,
See, you think the problem is you have with me, and it's really with the woman in your life. It was really your mother.
yeah.
She left you to fend for yourself.
Yeah.
How many sons do you have?
I have 7. One is deceased now.
Okay. You had an army
So
of sons. You had an army of sons, and you still don't feel protected.
still have nightmares that someone is looking in my window. Like I keep my blinds closed at night, and it's like, come on. Yeah.
Is your mother
And
still? Is your mother still here? Is your mother
yes.
still going through her own mental issues?
She's dealing with her own heartache of she lost her mother, her sister, and her brother all within um maybe about 3-4 year time span. So she's kind of like the elder of the family now. So she deals with her own issues with that on top of now serious health issues.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me say this to say that, and Sharon Hardy, I want you to be in here and enjoy the conversation, but let me correct you. Sons are not supposed to protect their mothers.
No.
A child is not supposed to protect their parent. That's why you have all these young black men of color out here that did not experience a childhood because they had to be the man of the house. My son is not supposed to protect me. My son is not the man of the house. Hold on 1 second. We are not supposed to do that. I don't care. My son, I have a 26-year-old son. I'm not going to put my son in a predicament. He's 6'6" and 26. Oh, big lumberjack looking. I'm not going to put him in a predicament where he has to protect me. I don't either. I'm going to protect myself, or I'm going to have the man that loves me that protect me. Sons are not supposed to protect you. They're supposed to honor, kids are supposed to honor their parents, love their parents. They might even take care of their parents, but they don't have to protect their parents. Stop putting so much shoulder. You put too much on these kids' shoulders as it is now. No, they don't protect. Zion don't have to protect me from nothing. My I got it. It's my backpack. Okay. So I had to just go ahead and check that. All right, friend. So you had a lot of heartbreak. So one of the questions in the chat was therapy.
I actually did just called the other day, and I have an appointment next one next month, November 21st, I believe it was, is the
Good.
earliest I can get in because yeah, I need, and I've tried it before, but I always like just walk away because I just don't want to.
You don't want to unpack all that shit.
Yeah,
That's a
it's a
lot to
lot.
unpack because
It's a
you've been
lot.
trying to hold it together as much as you can. And
It's a
do you understand that having all them kids, you occupied yourself with becoming a mother? Do you know that you, not saying your children are a blessing, but do you know you had all them children because you still are grieving the one you gave away at 15?
yeah,
The one you were forced to give away?
yeah.
And having multiple children back to back like that will never, do you know where she is?
No.
Mm. You have any idea if you have any way of finding her? I mean, did any kind of paperwork or anything?
Um, I probably could have coached, but it was something like I locked away in my head because I didn't want to feel that pain. And it's like now since one of my sons has passed away, it's just increasing the
You
pain
need to find
because it's
her.
like,
You need to find her. That's step one. You need to find her. You'll never get the answers from your mother. And I know I'm reading you right now, but you need to find her. That is a missing part of you. You need to find her. And you've been having babies back to back, trying to have, you never had another girl.
all boys, all boys.
You need to find her.
Yeah,
That's number one. You do need to go to therapy and you need to find her. You do need to go to
it's just
therapy.
always been the fear of finding her. And she's like,
And she rejects
no,
you.
yeah,
And that's okay. And she has every right to do that. But
she
y'all both
does.
need
She
closure on
absolutely
that.
does.
Y'all both need closure on that. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Your relationship. Yeah, are you married?
no. So my son's father, we talked about it before. Um, he's incarcerated, so I grieve that of, damn, you left me to raise all these freaking boys.
You got so all your boys by the same man?
Six of them. My eldest son is
By somebody else.
as a
So the last six are by a man, by the same man, and never been married, and now he's incarcerated.
yes.
That's really rough.
For how long?
Um, my youngest is 17, so he's been gone. December will be 15 years.
He been gone for 15 years, and y'all still together?
No, no.
When the last time you had somebody to love you?
Um, I don't know, Coach.
Exactly. So if y'all not together, y'all should be, cause you in prison with his ass. You locked up with him.
And I tell him that I'm like, you made that decision, but we've been incarcerated too because I had to, man,
Ain't you ready to
no
friend?
help from
The
no help from family, from his side of the family, like none of that.
Do you understand that the only difference between you and him, y'all both in jail, is that you hold the key to your cell and he don't?
Yeah, yeah. Because I always say I'm in my own little prison, the prison of this. I feel like I'm confined in this home, in this body with these health issues, and I'm ready to live, Coach. I want to I want to live. I want to experience things that I didn't get to do,
You right.
but I just stopped myself from doing it.
A lot of the heartbreaks that if y'all just came in, and I just want to recap, a lot of the heartbreaks that she's went through is stuff that she can never get closure on. Your father abandoned you at 7 years old, then you were abused by your stepdad from 9 to 11, and you had a baby at 15 and was forced to give your baby up. And it's just been going and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. So for
Yeah,
you, friend, this is my recommendation for you. Number one, therapy. Absolutely. Therapy. That's number one. I'm so glad you got something. That's therapy. Number two is to find your daughter. Find your daughter. And number three is you have to recreate. You have to create something new. You can't. You know, when I some people I talk to, sometimes you can be in your heart, baby. Your heart been in pieces. Your heart is gone. The heart, you don't. You are just a. You are really hollow, just a shell of a person. The
Yeah,
foundation
it's
is
like
is is the foundation has too many holes and tears and rips and breaks and in it. You can't build on that.
yeah,
So at some point, you need to come back with something brand new, something totally new, new name, new everything, new whatever.
yeah.
So I promise you
Because I
this.
feel
Now,
like I'm
y'all,
just in limbo right now.
huh?
I said I feel like I'm just in limbo.
You are
Like
in
I get
limbo. You
up,
just, you just, you
I do
suspended
the
in
same
air.
thing every day, and I just get through the day.
I was about to say that. So now y'all listening to me, right? I'm saying this on the live. It's recorded. If you complete therapy, at least 90 days of therapy, when I do art of dying class in 2024, I will give you art of dying class for free.
Okay,
But y'all need you to do your part.
I'm gonna do my part because I'm tired. I wanna smile. I wanna be happy. I just wanna live.
That's fine. Well, see,
I
you
wanna
can't live as
live.
the person you are right now because she been dead.
I,
She been
yeah,
dead. Hey,
she.
listen, when that man took your innocence at 9 years old, you died right then. You been dead.
Yeah,
You a whole zombie out here in this street.
yeah,
You hear me? So the art of
yeah.
dying, if you do therapy at least for 90 days straight, you have a free seat in the art of dying class. I will not charge you. That's a boot camp I do. Listen, the art of dying class. I don't have my calendar on me right now, y'all. My 2024 calendar. I don't. I think we left it at home. But the art of dying class, you got a free seat in there. You hear me?
Yes.
But you got to go to therapy. You got to do therapy first. All right. When I tell you, I want to
Okay.
thank you for calling in and being so transparent and talking to us about this. We'll understand you called in for help, but your story is ministering to somebody else as well. Okay.
Okay.
All right, friend. And when you are ready to find your daughter, and you need a little razzle dazzle, you need a little reading, I'll help you.
Thank you, Coach.
You are more than welcome. All right, y'all. Listen, we're gonna take one more caller. One more caller, guys. One more caller. One more caller. If you are experiencing heartbreak and you need to work out a plan, let's get into it. What is AOD about? The art of dying is about coming back as somebody new. The art of dying is just that. We gonna kill off the person that you are and come back as a rebirth. You see what I'm saying? That's what we about to do. That's the art of dying. That's what I did. The art of dying is based on what I did to come back as Coach Misty. I didn't just throw Coach in front of my name to be trendy, right? Coach Misty, like Coach is really my first name, right? Misty is that's who y'all know me as, but Coach is really my first name. Like I had to come back as something new. I had to recreate myself. And just like there's stages when you have a rebirth, an emotional rebirth, a mental rebirth, you go through stages just as babies do. When you one and you learn how to walk in your first year of your rebirth. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, friend. Cut me down on your end. Let me say what I'm about to say. Listen, in your stages of your rebirth, right? The first year you need a team of people. That's why I do the art of dying class. Y'all sign up for my emails, and I'll send y'all out when the art of dying class is. You need somebody to be there for you. You need a small team of people. Now, are they going to feed you physically? No, they're feeding you emotionally. They're feeding you mentally. You need people to help take care of you. You need people to come and check on you and see about you. Okay, to see about you. And then once you're able to walk on your own around the first year, you get to start exploring things. Why? Because everything is new to you because you came back as somebody else. You came back as somebody new. So everything is new to you. And so I started my art of dying class. I did not the my art of dying process was in 2020, May 2020. I came back as something new. May 2020, I'm not going to get into it and tell my story, but May 2020, I came back as something new. So if you do the math, come this May, and that's what I normally hold my class right around Easter. I'll be about 4 years old. And baby, what do them 3.5, 4 year olds do? They talk. Baby, they talk. And they able to hold conversations with you. And look what I'm doing. Huh? So what I do is I created a controlled environment, a safe space, talk and cut up. That's what I've been doing. I'm a 4 year old. Baby, I talk and cut up. I'm three and a half. Baby, I talk and cut up and I'm funny. Okay, I'm funny. 4 3.5 year olds are hilarious. I talk and I cut up. So art of dying is basically, listen, art of dying, not heavy on the cut up too much. Okay, you know what? Okay, babe, not too much on me. Girl, what's going on? Talk about your heartbreak. What's up?
Um, how are you, Coach?
I'm all right, friend. How you doing?
I'm good. My heartbreak, um, I believe is my mom.
Okay, tell us about it. What
All,
happened?
all my life, I've been trying to fight for her love. I'm her oldest child.
Mm,
It's seven of us. Um, I understand that she got pregnant at 16. She says 18, but my birth certificate says 16. Uh, my father was older than her. I believe he was 22. And she got pregnant, and my aunt told her that she couldn't take care of her and the baby too anymore, that she had to marry him. I don't think she wanted to marry him, but she was pregnant. So she married him. And after she had me 2 weeks later, she gave me away. And
So let me stop you right
she,
there. Let me pause you.
mhm,
You have children?
yes,
When did you have your first child?
I had my first child I had a set of twins at 40.
At 40. Can I say this?
39,
Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
As a teenage mother, as I was a mother at 16, you're not a mother. You are a child who had a child. She was a
Mm-hmm.
child. You said I fought for my mother's love all my life. You were a child. She was a kid that had a kid that didn't have nobody to protect her when she had her kid. I'm listening to your story, and again, y'all, I'm not doing this to try to make light of anything that happened to you, but you had a kid. My relationship with my youngest two children is different from my relationship with my oldest two children. You know why? Because I grew up with my oldest two children. I was forced to grow up from choices I made. I could have got rid of them. I could have. My mother, they wanted me to abort the first one, and I had people ready to adopt the second one. But I was a child when I had them versus I was an adult when I had my youngest two. So my youngest two got a different version of me than my oldest two. My relationship with my oldest daughter is trash. It is trash.
Okay.
You know why? Because by me having a child, being a child, I had two kids by the time I was 18. By me being a child, having a child, my mother and my grandmother had to step in and help raise her because I had to continue trying to get out of high school. I was still doing childish things because I was a child. So we are not as close per se as my youngest two. Right? People like, oh my God, you and Zion, y'all like peas in a pot. I had Zion when I was an adult and I was out the house. And hell, by that time I had practiced being a mom. You see what I'm saying? So I want you to
Yes.
understand that she was 16 years old. She was a baby having a baby. And just because you push out a baby doesn't make you a mother. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
tells you how to be a mother. You just figure this shit out. But go ahead.
I understand that.
What happened?
Um,
Okay.
she had my sister a year later.
Hmm.
But there's still a difference between the way she treats my sister and the way she treats me.
You were the one that got her
So,
put out the house. You were the
mm,
one that got her put out the house because of you. Now realize we're talking from the mind of a 16-year-old.
mm-hmm.
You were the reason why her life was hard. She blames you for the reason she was put out the house and the reason she had to marry a man that she didn't want to be with. See, as you keep having kids, hopefully you learn a little something. Huh?
Mm,
So the resentment, and you don't deserve it. You don't deserve that. Right? And you would say,
I didn't, and I
even as
still don't.
yeah, and right, even as an adult, you don't deserve that. But when people see a person's perception is their reality. And if she has never taken accountability, right? She kept on having
Never.
kids, correct? So if she hasn't taken
Mm-hmm.
accountability for her actions with the reason she got put out the house and not you, then even she'll take that to her grave. Go ahead.
I just didn't understand. I understand what you're saying now. Okay, she was young and she didn't, and there's no book on how to be a mother.
But she could have definitely
But
changed it.
when I had my children, I know what I didn't want to do. I know how I didn't want to treat them.
Because you learned from experience.
Mm-hmm.
You learned what you looked at your mother, and if you are the oldest of 7, that means you was a mother before you was a mother. That's why you ain't had them kids till late in life. Huh? Am I lying?
Yep. No, you're not.
You've been a mother before you was a mother. You the oldest of 7 kids. Okay? You the oldest of 7 kids, so you've been raising kids your whole life. And because of what you saw from your mother, we learn from our parents. We either, listen, the abused will either become an abuser or stop the cycle. Well, here's the deal. If you were abused, you'll either stop the cycle, become an abuser, or continue being abused. You decided to stop the cycle. You matured faster than your mother because you had to. The person who you were supposed to rely on wasn't there for you. And if her family gave up on her and put her out, I'm pretty sure they ain't really going to be bothered with y'all. It was a lot of y'all. So you made a decision at a young age to say, hey, that ain't what I want to do. I know what I need. Let me give this to. I'm pretty sure your siblings reach out to you before they reach out to your mother.
No, not anymore. They used to when I was taking care of them.
Well, of course. Well, yeah, they used to. You should take care of them.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since I've gotten married and I've moved on, and they're married now.
Well, right. But when you were taking care of them, they reached out to you.
Yes.
And now they're going on with their own life. So the question is, how do you overcome it? How does this heartbreak affected you?
How did it affect me? It affected me when I met people. And my father, I grew up with my father in the house. But it affected me when I would meet men. Yeah. And it's not just her not, it's the way she treated me. So she cheated on my father with my brother's father. And this man grabbed me by my hand and he said, sit on my lap. She stood there, and I'm 18 years old at the time. I'm like, I don't want to sit on your lap. Yeah. It was me, my mom, and his aunt, and him there. And this man grabbed me by my hand and said, sit on my lap. I said, I don't want to sit on your lap. Yeah. And she stood there. Instead of her saying, get off of her. Why do you want her to sit on your lap? He just kept saying, pulling my arm, saying, I said, I don't want to sit on your lap. His aunt had to say to him, get off of her. She don't want to sit on your lap. And I couldn't understand. And she just looked at me with this twisted face, like I did something to her. She never looked at you as a child. She never looked at you. Grew up together. She never looked at you as a child. Sometimes when women have their oldest daughter as a child, their oldest child as a daughter, they look at them as competition. Understand that maternal instinct wasn't there, and it never was there. I don't think she was a hell of a mother for none of y'all. No. Huh? That's a confirmation. Thank you. So she doesn't look at you. Right, thank you. So she doesn't look at you. She ain't never gonna be. And when I say I try to buy, I did everything. I would give this woman $2,000 or $3,000 at one time. I did everything to try to buy her love. It was a time where I needed help. She had the money in her hand. She came to me and she said, look at you, just look at you. I said, what's wrong with me? Meanwhile, I gave her everything. Everything. More than what she's given me in my life, I've given her. And she tried to kick me when I was down. She never looked at you as a daughter. She's not. You are the reason why her life was uprooted. She probably blames you for everything. If people would talk to her or she would be honest with herself, she would blame you. You probably the reason why she had all the kids. You the reason why the stuff didn't work out. You are the reason. That's why she had no problem with she sacrificed your childhood. She sacrificed everything. And a mother's love is priceless. So if you don't have it, it doesn't matter. Listen to what I say. A mother's love is priceless. So if you have it, don't squander it. And if you don't have it, you can never buy it. I just can't imagine treating my kids the way she treated me. I just can't. Let me ask you a question, because it seems like, and I'm not again, it seems like that what you went through taught you how to be a mom and be the best mom that you can be to your kids. So
Now this is gonna sound
And that's a
crazy.
confirmation. No, but that's a
Say thank
confirmation.
you.
It
Say
is.
thank you. Thank you for being a
You're
hot
right.
mess. Thank you for not loving on me. Thank you for that.
And thank you
Because
for staying away from my kids. Yeah, yeah.
thank you for
You're
that.
right.
Yeah. Tell her thank you. Sometimes the things that people don't give you makes you a better person, not because you had a tough situation, because you learned a lesson early in life. Thank you. Huh? Thank you. Me and
I
my
could do
mother is
that.
not a hugger. My mother didn't. My mother the last times I can remember my mother hugging me, other than I was like a little kid, was when I graduated from sixth grade, eighth grade, from high school with my first college degree. My second degree, I didn't go to the graduation, right? And because those are the only times I can remember my mother actually hugging me, and it was in front of a crowd of people, I became a hugger. I hug my kids. I will hug my kids. And my oldest son, I put him in a little headlock, but that's just our little thing.
Hmm.
But I hug my kids, and I don't have a problem with hugging on my kids and kissing on my kids because that's something that wasn't given to me. I don't sit up here and be like, oh my God, I healed from it, right? I had to
Hmm.
find out a little bit about who my mother is and what she did or did not have to understand why she wasn't a hugger, why she didn't show a lot of physical affection. And when I did my research, okay, when I did my research on things that had happened to my mother, I understood it, right? I understood, but I didn't sit here and say, you know what? Well, but those things didn't happen to me. I can tell you what happened to me. I didn't get enough affection as a child, not from her. And you can't. It doesn't matter. You can't get that from other family members. My grandmother would try to hug and kiss me all the time, and she was really trying to make up for what I didn't get from my mother because she was aware what was going on, but it wasn't the same. So what I did was, instead of taking that pain and holding it in, I freely hug. I hug my friends. I hug whoever. I give you a kiss on the cheek because I don't want you never know what someone else is missing, and I wish someone would have done that for my mother. Instead of being upset with her, I weep for her and what she went through. Now you know your mother's story. You know it. You lived it. Hell, y'all grew up together. So, with that being said, friend, the only way to stop your heartbreak is to stop trying. Stop trying. Respect the family circle that you created and live.
So you don't think that I'm wrong that I keep my children away from her? Not that she has to visit them anyway. Like she don't even know their names.
So
So
then why does it even matter? Don't force it. Don't force them. If you try to force a relationship between your mother and your children, you're only creating trauma for them. If your mother
hmm
doesn't care enough to know their names, why are we forcing this? I listen, focus on the people who are there, not on the people who didn't show up.
the only reason why I ask is because my brothers and sisters reach out to me, telling me how wrong. I don't know what she's telling them.
It doesn't
I
matter.
don't know what she
Again,
tells them,
focus on
but they
the
reach out to me. Oh,
no
you let her
ma'am.
see the kids
No, ma'am. Focus on the family. Focus on the family that
that
you
I
have,
created.
that you created. Focus on the family that you
Hmm.
created. You can't control nothing else. And don't let nobody make you feel a certain type of way about your decisions because your interaction with your mother, your experience with your mother is not the experience that they had. Everybody had their own experiences, right?
Hmm. Right.
So their experiences, and that's so I only have one little brother, right? And we like 10 years apart, so we grew up at different times in the house. But my children, I see my four children go through this. All of my kids have had different experiences with me, right? My oldest son, they be like, okay, yeah, mommy a little hard on me, but she there for me. My oldest daughter, if you let her tell it, I ain't never did nothing for her. My youngest daughter, she be on the fence. One day she mommy, mommy, mommy. The next day is don't talk to me. Okay, whatever. You got your own personal shit you going through. And Zion, Zion live, breathe, eat. I want to say live, breathe, eat, and shit, mommy. So when they get into it, you know what I'm saying? And I try to tell Zion or I try to tell the other ones, I said, you cannot try to change Aaron's perspective of me. Or if y'all trying to Zoe, whatever it is, that's her experience with me. Each one of y'all got a different version of me because you are different people. You picked up on what mattered to you. So, with that being said, I tell my kids, stop trying to change the other siblings' perspective of me. That's our
Hmm.
relationship. Our relationship is different. than the relationship, because that's a whole different person. Stop it. I stopped my kids. I said, you don't have to take up for me. This is not a battle. It's not a race. You don't have to take up for me. It's okay. I got it. I'm a big girl. And I need you. So I focus on. So what I do is, instead of trying to try to win my daughter's love, or even with my mother, right? Trying to win my mother's love, or this, that, and the other. I just focus on the people who love me, whether that's blood, whether those are blood relatives or friends that I've encountered along the way. I focus on the family that I have. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
No, I
That's what I
totally
want you to
understand
do.
it.
Okay, friend. So that's the way you
Uh-huh.
start working on your heartbreak. Somebody out there? You about to go?
Not right now.
Okay. All right, friend. Anything else?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, friend. And good luck. All right, y'all. Listen. Listen, if we got, I don't know, I want to just go ahead and cut it off, because, listen, I won't be live Tuesday and I won't be live on Wednesday. I will be back on Thursday. You said I was upset with my dad, but I realized he couldn't give what he didn't have at that time. Absolutely. Y'all like this?
I like that.
Y'all like this? Y'all like what we doing during the day? Huh? Yeah.
Come on, coach, teaching cognitive reasoning.
Okay, we got to find out. The way to start healing is through discovery, not just self-discovery, but the person you dealing with. I have to listen. I talked to Kai last night. Kai asked me some very important questions about somebody I'm dealing with. And then talking, sometimes you just need to talk it through. And then talking through it, I realized why this person does what they do, and then I do what I do.
Can I share something,
Go
coach?
ahead, Ken.
So, I've been taking therapy myself because
Mhm.
it's very therapeutic. It's
Mhm.
therapy.
Mhm.
And so I found it very helpful to do a group therapy here. And so I actually had a classmate, and one of the things that was good about it is, being able to just discuss with others, not necessarily criticism. But anyway, long story short,
Mhm.
so the lady was going on and on and on. And this reminds me of the lady that just hung up. And she was like, I'm upset with my mama because she didn't raise me. And so as she proceeds to go on, then she said, and my mama smoked crack. And so I looked and I said, baby, you mad because kid didn't raise you? And she said, yes. And then it was literally like, wow, I never thought of it like that. And I was like, so you really a crackhead to raise a child? So your expectations of your mother were very unrealistic, baby. Stop expecting these people to be superheroes because they birthed you. That your daddy was beating the HE double hockey sticks out of her. She's smoking crack down the pipe. She has 7, 8 kids. I said, well, did she take care of anybody else? Well, ain't nobody but the last two. I said, shit, she was done smoking crack.
Ken, I'm about to lose
How
my
you gonna
shit
wait till she
and
done
put you
smoking
out. You talking about she took care of the last two? You said, well, hell, she was done smoking crack.
She was done smoking
Ken,
crack.
what glasses am I going to put on to put you out? Ken crazy. Ken said, well, she was done smoking crack then. Listen, y'all, we really have to get a grip on reality. We really got to get a grip on reality. A lot of us are going through heartbreak that if we just sat down and reasoned, huh? Listen, if we just sat down and reasoned and thought and did a little research, a little discovery, you would understand. Some of y'all going through, y'all in relationships with people who don't know how to love because they was never loved. And then you expect them to come in and be this superhero and put on a cape and love you. They don't know how to love. What do you mean? You need to start talking. I'm gonna take one more caller because Ken took me out. One more caller.
You mad?
Baby, Ken took me out talking about she had stopped smoking crack. I need another pair of glasses because at this point I hate you. Okay, one more caller, y'all. This is it. All right, you on with Coach Misty and Ken at this point. Time out people is not smoking. Oh, y'all, hold
I
on.
was waiting
hell
for you
no.
to say one more caller.
Yeah, come on, honey bun. Now they calling in. Jesus. Go ahead, friend. What we talking about? Tell us about the heartbreak.
So Coach Missy, I think my heartbreak began with my parents. Um, I could say like for both of them, kind of sort of. So first, it was I was molested by my father at the age of 2.
You was doing what?
I was raped by my dad
Oh my
at the age
God.
of 2.
Mm.
Yeah, at the age of 2. And I didn't find all that information out until I actually, I lost my virginity at 16. And I found it out from the doctor. But I kind of feel like my mom, like my heartbreak, my mom kind of tied in with that because finding out that, you knew all this time that this happened. And like I said, it's happened at the age of 2. And my mom went and married him in the jail at 8, when I was 8. Um,
Whoa. Was he in jail because of what he did to you?
okay, so that's a long story, Coach. So all my life, I thought that it was because of drugs. Like I've been told, like he was in jail for drugs. But when I was 16, like I said, I went to the doctors because I lost my virginity. I was going to get my checkup and all that, and the doctor kind of slipped out and told me. So the doctor basically asked me if I ever had any STDs or whatever the case may be, and I told her no. Like this is my first time, this is my virginity, all that, right? So then she like looked at me. She's like, in order for us to build a rapport with each other, like you have to be honest with me. And I'm like, ma'am, this is I just lost my virginity. I thought I was, taking the initiative to take myself in to get checked out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so basically she came out and told me that I had a STD before. But then she must have caught herself and looked at the year and noticed it was when I was 2 years old. So basically all my life I was told that, he was in jail for drugs. And then so once I found that out from the doctor, it started from there with my investigation, like me going down to the courts and finding out like information. And that's when I found out that he was actually in jail for aggravated rape on a couple of women. So yeah, he was in jail for that. He turned out he was in jail for that. But like I said, growing up, my mom even told me, he was in jail for drugs and all this. So when I found it out and I went and told her, it was like she was tongue-tied, didn't know what to say, and it just, it just...
Because she done lied to herself all these years. Your mother is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Your mother's off her shit. You know that, right?
I just don't know. I just don't know how to deal with her. Like,
do you understand that your mother is so damn delusional that she found nothing wrong? She was willing to sacrifice her child. Like, your mother is crazy. You can't deal with that. Your mother has painted a whole nother picture in her head, like for your mother to marry, and she's still married to him.
Yes. Well, yes, legally she is. Yes, she is. She never went. She couldn't get a divorce.
And where he at?
He's in jail.
Oh, he's still in jail.
Yes, he doesn't. He's not eligible for parole until 2032.
What? Where does your heartbreak stem from, him or her?
Both. Well, it stems from him, because when I found out him first, and then once I found out like the truth about all that, and I realized she still rolled with him, and you was still taking.
Baby, that's where your heartbreak. If nobody would have never told you, you never would have known about what happened with you at 2. You was 2. Let's just go ahead and keep it 100. You never would have known what had happened at 2. What he did to you was mine. First of all, it can't be heartbreak because he never loved you, right? And you said, yeah, you would have never knew that. However, your heartbreak stems from your mother choosing him every time. Not only did she choosing him over her own flesh and blood, she's choosing him over her sanity. She's choosing him over just women everywhere. She's choosing like what?
Yeah.
And lying for him. She ain't even lying for him. She lying to herself.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just makes it hard.
And you still deal with your mother?
Yeah.
Why?
I do.
Why?
I feel like it's.
Why?
I don't want to sound dumb on live. I feel like it's kind of like what you were saying before to the previous girl. I feel like it's more so like you only do what you know. You know what I'm saying? You only do as you were taught. And I feel like she was so, because like I said, it didn't come out like with evidence or anything that he did it. But once she brought me to the hospital and got the rape kit and all that done, and she called him, like he was on the first flight out to California. So in her young, naive mind, she's thinking, oh, he was always back and forth doing his business anyway. This is what he did. Like, he just had some stuff to take care of. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
But for the doctors having in your record, your mother knew he did this to you. And how old was she when this happened?
20-something.
Girl, baby, listen. Not her young, naive mind. You making excuses for her. She's made excuses for herself. She was in her 20s. You were 2 years old. Listen, that's your abuser is your mother. That's your abuser. He's a
So how do I deal with
monster.
that, Coach?
It's your
Especially
mother.
my kids are like so close to her. Like I just don't know how to deal with it. Like, and that's the problem. So, like, it's only really me, my sister, and my mom and my kids. Like that's really my family. So
Is it though? Is your mother your family? Is she? Listen, let's just say this. Okay. Let's just say she was young and naive, right? When it happened.
uh-huh.
And when you was two and he gave you an STD. Baby, I still be serving time. I'd be doing this live from the jail.
Yeah.
Then she married him at 8.
Uh-huh.
When you were 8 years old, she married him. And then when you brought it to her, she still didn't just come out and tell you what it was or even ask for your forgiveness.
Yeah, she said that she didn't know.
She didn't even, how did she didn't know when she took you to the doctor? And you still, and friend, I'm not passing judgment.
I know.
And you trust her with your heart and your children? Not now. Remember we talked about the people who are abused. They either stop the cycle, become the abuser, or continue down the path of abuse.
Uh-huh.
Which one are you?
I'm gonna stop the cycle.
You gonna stop the cycle?
Yes.
Have you ever talked to you about? Have you ever talked to your mother? Do you remember him ever abusing your mom? Or you said by the time you was 8, he was in prison, right?
Yes.
Did your mother ever talk to you? Did you ever talk to your mother about if she had been abused?
By her parents, yes.
Has she?
Yes. Not sexually, but physically.
So she was physically abused
Uh-huh.
by her who?
Father.
So her father abused her and he abused you.
And but I honestly believe that it was sexual as well. But because I feel like she wants us to have this certain type of respect or whatever because he's the elder. She kind of like dumbs it down. But her other siblings, they like despise him. So because I'm
So
a
she
victim, like, I
respects her
just feel like,
father.
I'm sorry.
She still respected her father and wanted you. So she doing the same thing you doing.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
She still wants you to respect the abuser. And she allowed him to abuse you because some way in some form that was a part of her cycle of abuse and love. See, when we don't get when you are young as a child and you can't differentiate between abuse and love, you don't know which one it is, right? Like what is going on here, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Your parents say, well, I'm whooping you because I love you and I don't want you to go down the wrong path. I'm whooping you because I love you. But then sometimes whooping and beatings kind of go hand in hand. And that's not because you love me. You want to discipline me. Don't tell me that's because you love me.
Right.
And now your mother wants you all to respect your grandfather, even though he did whatever he did to her. And then now you're doing the same thing. And I'm pretty sure your children love your mother, which they
Uh-huh.
should, right?
Uh-huh.
Because you painted this picture. You a Picasso too. You painting a picture that ain't real either. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
So at some point, if your mother and let me be, can I read you a little bit?
Please.
Your mother ain't never gonna admit to none of it. Your mother's never going to take her part in it. She's not. She ain't gonna admit to none of it. She saw her mother. All this is learned behavior. She's not gonna do it. She saw her mother. Her mother stood by and let it happen. She stood by and let it happen to you. But I don't know. For me, I don't give a damn. 2? I don't mean there shouldn't be no age. This is your biological father.
Yeah. And that's what yeah, it's a lot.
No, it's not a lot. No, it's a lot that you've been holding in.
Yeah.
It's a lot that you've been dealing with. It's a lot that you've been hiding. But the story is very cut and dry. It's not a it's a lot. It's a lot that you holding back. That's a lot. But it's very cut and dry. So when are you gonna see? Have you went to go see counseling? See counseling?
Yes, I actually was in I did all last year therapy. Um Ended up using my therapist and I'm trying to find another therapist now. I found another therapist but she's not somebody who aligns with me. So I just couldn't. So I'm trying to find one now.
Have you started like Kim was saying? Have you went to a group or like a therapy group maybe for people who were abused?
No, I have never
I know
tried
you
that.
you ain't even thought about that because you don't even want to tell your story.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I want to tell my story. Like, in the field that I work in, I've been working in group homes with teens. And that's been through stuff like this, and I've always felt like that was kind of like my calling.
That is because you want to help them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
you
want to
need
talk, but I want to heal first.
you want to heal first. How can you heal if you don't talk about it? You need to talk about it in a group with other people. You need to understand that there's other people walking around and look just like you have went through the same type of deal, things, and hear what they have. Baby, let me tell you something. That situation with your mother, that's different. That's different. You have to protect your children at all costs. And not saying that your mother would do anything to your children, but you cannot sit up here and honor and respect your abuser. You can't do that. Because that's what you're teaching your kids. And heaven forbid something like that happen to them, whether they are young or old. You're teaching them to respect your abuse, to respect their abusers.
And that kind of like puts a damper on the school when it comes to like my kids because like for example, in August we had a wedding to go to in Dominican Republic and I couldn't go, but they still wanted my kids to go, and I'm like, I just don't trust that. Like I'm not. It goes back in my head like I won't say it out loud, but at the end of the day, you weren't able to protect me as a
But you
child.
need to
So
say it out loud. You need to say that shit out loud. You need to hear yourself say it.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to say that shit out loud. You need to say that to her. You need to say that in front of everybody. You need to tear down this fictitious shit that you got going.
Yes, ma'am.
okay,
Fictitious.
Yes,
This is baby. This is better than a Stephen King novel.
family or not.
You need to say it and stop trying to play like, oh, everything is. It's not. It's not. Huh?
okay,
Maybe people will get the help that they need.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
No
Coach.
problem, friend. Thank y'all. That was the last call. All right, friend. Thank you. Listen, y'all. Today has been mm, you never know what people going through. I am so. First of all, I want to thank everybody that called in today. I want to first of all let me thank you for that. Not because these some good calls. No, it's some about you. It's some of you saw something in me to trust me with this, and I thank you. You saw something in me to trust me with this, and for that I say thank you. Right? For that I say thank you. You saw there was something about me that you trusted me with your story. Right? People say, if you would like to talk to me privately, you just go to imcoachmissy.com and look on the private section and do a talk to me. And you can talk to me, y'all. Listen, you don't have to just call me about a reading. You can call me, just like we did this today. You can get 15 minutes to talk to me. That's why I created a talk to me session because a lot of people just need to talk. They need to talk other things out, right? You need some. Listen, you might need some coaching, and it's okay, right? So listen, guys, we are going to thank you so much. I book a talk to me session and let's talk. Let's talk about it. People ask me why do I tell so much of my story? Why am I so transparent with what I do? Why wouldn't I be, baby? Because y'all give it to me. Y'all give it to me every time. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? And even talking to you guys on here and us having this dialogue conversation helps me with a lot of the things that I have going on. You have to talk things out, right? You have to talk things out. And sometimes you guys don't even talk about it. You can't even talk about it in your own homes. No, it's no such thing as an overshare.
It's not okay for these families to keep on messing these children up like that
No, you
either,
can't do that.
because they are devastating. And it's not they, we as a people are devastating these kids, and then wonder why they be so messed up in the
Yeah,
head.
we don't talk about, listen, we don't talk about nothing. We don't want to have our emotions. And the whole reason I started this topic today is because of my son. Because of my son. I had to catch myself when my son was going through what he was going through. I remember if that had been my mother would have told me to get out her face. My mother would have told me to shut up and go sit down somewhere. And I had to catch myself because I was almost at that place. And I said, I have to let him express his emotions. I can't control how he expresses his emotions. We are two different people. We are two different people, right? And I have to let him get it out the way that he wants to get it out. And I talked to him, and then if he wanted to come in my room and talk and then leave out because he was upset and come back and talk, I allowed it to happen. I allowed it to happen because I know what it was like growing up. I still can't talk to my mother about boys. I'm a 43-year-old woman, and I cannot call my mother and say, hey, I want to talk to you about the guy I'm dating. There would be certain questions. My mother would say, oh, what do he do for a living? How much money he make? Is he paying your bills? Then why is we talking about him? And that'd be the end of the conversation. And I realized that because I was unable to talk to my mother about boys when I was young, I had to go out here and I learned. Can I tell y'all some heartbreak? I learned my heartbreak didn't occur with the boy, it occurred with my mother. That's what my first heartbreak is. That's why, see, look, I'm having a revelation. That's why I could not connect with my son today about his heartbreak because I've never been in a situation like that. Because my heartbreak, my first real heartbreak was from my mother. It was never from a man. Never from a man. I used to tell people, it's nothing you can say to me to make me upset because you haven't said nothing worse than what my mother has said to me. You can't call me nothing. It's nothing you can say to me to get me upset. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing you can say to me to get me upset that she hasn't already said. My first heartbreak happened with her. It didn't happen with a boy. It didn't happen with that. And because I could not talk to her, a man said, oh, you very masculine, you this, that, and the other. I feel like I'm talking to another dude. You know why? Because I had to learn about relationships and love from my older male cousin. My older male cousin and his best friend taught me about love. And I'm putting it in quotation marks, air quotes, because that wasn't love. They taught me about love when I was 13, and not in the way y'all thinking. It wasn't like nobody touching on me or nothing like that. My cousin and his best friend sat me down and they said, you have two choices. They said you can either be like us and how you see how we run these women, or you can be like the women who are being ran. Make a decision. I was 13 years old. 12 or 13. I think I want to say I was 13. They said you got to make a choice right now. This is a real story. They was in their 20s. They said you either gonna be like these stupid girls that we have coming over here back to back, right? Or you either gonna be like them or you gonna be like us. Who do you want to be? And I sat back. I was a very logical child. I said, well, I don't want to be like them. They're stupid. They believe anything. And they said, okay, well, we're gonna teach you how to be like us. And in order to teach you, we're gonna teach you how to lie like us. We're gonna teach you how to connive like us. Now they didn't say connive, they didn't say, well, they did say lie. They didn't say connive, but they said we're gonna show you the game. And that was my introduction to love. I knew what my mother had. Remember, I grew up watching my mother be in a domestic violence situation. So I knew I didn't want that. I stood up to her abuser. So I knew I didn't want that. Right? And because I couldn't talk to her, I didn't think that my mother didn't know about love. She just, her love of money was greater than anything else. So I didn't want to be like that. I didn't have any sisters to talk to. All I had was my cousin, who I looked at as a brother figure. He was older than me, and I ran up behind him for years. So that summer, that was the summer of '93. There, yeah, it was. I was 13. The summer of '93, they taught me how to love. How they taught me how not to be the stupid chick, and I took that, and it just evolved, and it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled into me being very cold hearted. Huh? Me manipulating situations that didn't even need to be manipulated. But I always had to stay one step ahead because that was I was taught. You know why I was taught that? Because I could when I went to my mother and said I like a boy. I want to talk about a boy. She would shut it down. It was nothing to be said. Huh? And the summer of 93 is what how my definition of love is now. Let me say this to say that. I don't care what you learned in the summer of 93, you're grown now. And not only am I talking to you, I'm talking to myself. I don't care what you learned in the summer of 93, you're grown now. And I realized at some point, hey, this shit, I'm hurting people. I am hurting people. I am hurting good men along the way. I am hurting people. You hear me? Not only am I and me hurting them has a direct effect on the people that they deal with moving forward. So not only have I hurt them, I've hurt the people that come after me. Because somebody out there got to clean up my shit. They got to clean up my mess. This is why I couldn't relate with my son this morning. This is why I couldn't relate with my son because I wasn't the person on the other phone of the crying. I was the person doing the hurting. So that's why I couldn't really connect with him. I had to call somebody else and say, hey, how does this work? I had to call a man and say, how did it work when you had your first heartbreak? Huh? Because I couldn't think of a time. I sat in my room and I could not think of a time where I had felt the way my son was feeling this morning. I couldn't think of it. I went down the list. I said, well, it ain't the person I lost my virginity to because I set that up. You see that control thing? I set up when I lost my virginity. Did nobody talk me out of shit. I called him, hey, what you doing today? Come on through. I can't start high school as a virgin. I got shit to do. Told him just like that. Right? Because the seeds were already implanted in me that I had to be on top of my game. I had to run the situation before it even became a situation, or else I was going to end up like them chicks. So I couldn't even connect with my son. That's why I said, well, let me do heartbreak today. God said, do heartbreak because you might need to hear somebody else's story to understand what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, listen, I just tell y'all that. But like I said, the summer of '93, I learned a lot since then. Right? I've seen the aftermath of it. I don't sit here and blame my cousin for what he showed me because he learned it from his father. There was nobody breaking the cycle, and his uncle and my uncle learned it from not having a man around. He learned how to be a womanizer from the people in the streets because he didn't have a male figure in his life. Right? So this is a cycle. And my cousin, not knowing he was in his 20s, he felt like he was protecting me. I'm his little cousin and he doesn't want me to be stupid. He said, I see how men look at you now. I see how these young dudes out here in the street look at you. You are a beautiful young woman and you are starting to be, you know what I'm saying? You are turning into, you get in shape and they looking at you. And I want you to protect yourself. So he continued the cycle. He gave me the game. He gave me the game. Huh? And I took that game and I turned it into my own. And baby, I stopped playing. Listen, then that checkers turned into chess a long time ago. And you know what happened? I missed out on a lot of love. A lot of love. I missed out on a lot of love and I hurt a lot of people. But now I'm aware, and that's what part of my rebirth process was, right? Now I'm aware of what I do. Do I still have some of them little tendencies? I do. Sometimes some shit is hard to break. I do got a couple of them little tendencies, okay? However, when they start popping up, I know how to take a step back and say, this is not what we're doing. This is not productive. So I don't care. I'm going to say this to say that, and then we're going to go and get out of here. We're going to manifest and we're going to leave. I don't care what you've been through. You can always do better. You can always make a decision to do better. You can make a decision to go another route. Okay? And if you need help with those conversations, I'm always here on IamCoachMisty.com. Hello. Plug in the business. Oh, I am CoachMissy.com. You book a talk to me and I'm here to help. All right, listen, let's manifest. What we manifesting for today? I'm manifesting for peace for my son. I'm manifesting for peace for his heart, peace for his mind, peace for his spirit. And today, not next week. No, I'm talking about today. Manifesting peace. What is it that you all need to manifest? Be specific and detailed with your manifestations. All right. What are we manifesting? Healing and peace. All right. I love you too, friend. Make 10 sales by the end of October 2023. I love it. What are we manifesting for today? Love. What kind of love? Be specific in detail. You said manifesting peace and unconditional love for me today. There you go. Better relationship with my oldest child. Okay. Understanding of self and others. Peace for my nephew. All right. Healing and also, she said healing, but I do need a car. Okay. She said, I do not want to heal on the bus. All right. You said I need a breakthrough, healing the mind, body, and soul. Companionship. All right. Start your hair business by the top of the year. I manifest healing, peace, and love. She said, find my daughter. For my daughter to have a great 10th birthday. Yes. Getting money left to me. All right. Peace of mind. Peace and healing. Okay. Good. All right, friend. Let's go. Let's breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in and hold it. I need you to see it, believe it, and know it. And release. On the count of three, I want you to manifest me. You ready? One, two, three. All right, guys, listen. If you felt something, say something. I will be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. The line is open. The doors of the church are open tonight. The lines of the line for tonight is open. It's confessions and confirmations, and maybe y'all like them damn confessions. So confessions and confirmations is tonight. Call in, get in line. I am CoachMissy.com. And I will see y'all tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will not be live tomorrow. I will be headed to see Lauren. That thing, that thing, that thing. And Wednesday is my off day. So as far as another session like this, and we can continue with the same topic, or we can go ahead and do another topic for Thursday. But I will be back Thursday for my noon sessions, well, noonish. Okay, I'll be back Thursday, and we'll do it Thursday and Friday. But confessions are tonight. Confirmations and confessions. Make sure y'all get online. Go to IamCoachMissy.com. Click on live readings. And y'all gonna have to pay a couple dollars to do them confessions, because y'all will be in here all night. So I'm gonna put the confessions are only gonna be like $5. You call in with your confession because they be juicy as hell. But you get a chance to get it off your chest. Listen, it's been amazing. Facebook, YouTube, thank you so much. Share this with somebody, just might change their life. Be blessed.